What's up, Tamers? Cardboard Mimic here with the Cataclysmic Gamers, and I'm going to be doing a deck profile over the Blue Flare deck that I took to the Gen Con Regional in-person event. Had a great time, placed like 153, so it wasn't really a big deal, but had a lot of fun. Want to see more in-person regionals and stuff like that, but let's get on to the deck profile. And if you want to see more decks, gameplay, that kind of stuff, make sure you subscribe to the Cataclysmic Gamers. We're going to be dropping a lot more content here soon. So first up, of course, we've got the 4 Wanyamon. It's the best egg for Blue Flare. Blue pretty much in general, as long as they're running Tamers, when you attack, draw one. It's that easy. Next up, we've got 4 of the BT13 Chaosmon on deletion, play level 4, Blue Flare. All of your Blue Flares have on plays, so turn 1, you want to see him. If not, it's okay, but he is definitely the best turn 1 play. Next up, we've got 4 of the EX4 Chaosmon. He is really strong. When you play him out, you get to draw 1 because he sees himself get played. And then if you play the Tamer behind it, you can actually pick up a Digicross from trash, which is really good. Almost as good as the OG Chaosmon, but he's still working on it. Definitely pluses from him. And then last for the rookies, we've got 2 Dracomon. They didn't really do much for me. Actually, towards the end of the video, I'm going to talk about what changes I'm going to be making to the deck, and I'm going to be dropping one of those. There were times that I seen way too many rookies, and the rookies in this deck aren't going to get you wins. Next up, we've got 4 of the new EX4 Melbergamon. On play, you get to give one of your opponent's Digimon Icewall for a turn. Really good early game plays to keep them from swinging in or taking back the turn whenever they do swing. Also using Kaiser now, which is later on in the deck, you can play him out and try to keep them from swinging at you to keep that tempo going. Next, we got 2 of the original Melbergamon. It's still really good. It plays out your Tamers for free. And then when attacking, you get to stop one of your opponent's Digimon from attacking or blocking. Still really good attack, but during the regional, everybody was playing 1 stack against me. They did not want to play 2 cards out because they knew what was coming if they did. So they definitely played around Blue Flare really well. Good game, saw the guys that I played. Probably gonna keep this at 2. It's good, but not as good as the new Melbergamon. Next up, we've got 4 Greymon. On play, reveal 4. Grab 2 Blue Flare cards, or you can grab a Metal Gray from trash if you have Kiriha in play. He has save, and then he unsuspends when attacking if your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play. Like I said, everybody was playing around that, so he wasn't really active that often, but he's still really good for a 4-drop, turn 1, get that search, get it going. Then we've got 3 1-ofs for the level 4s. We've got 1 of the EX4 Greymon. On play, you can reveal the top 3 and add 1 Kiriha and 1 blue or black card with Digicross requirements among them, and trash the rest. So there's a lot going on there. If you hit a Kiriha, you get it to your hand. It's much better to be able to play it for free when you can. And then grabbing something with Digicross, it kind of limits your plays with this because you can't grab any of the other pieces that you might need. Still okay card. Probably going to be dropping this, and we'll talk about that here in a second. Next up, we've got 1 of the Security Greymon. So pretty much this is going to be going to another security Greymon. Gets the swing for those 2 checks, especially with jamming. It's really good. Try to get your stuff unsuspended or anything like that. He is the aggro to this deck. So I'm definitely going to be dropping this Greymon for another one. I'd wished I'd seen it a lot more, but it is what it is. We live and we learn. And last but not least, we've got one Lanamon hybrid for game. It's that you want to have it. I definitely had a hybrid for game situation in one of my games, maybe even 2, but 2 cost, hybrid for game. All right, next up is the boss monster of the deck. We got Metal Greymon. Dropping something for 3 and with rush and then security attack +1, or it can unsuspend and attack again, and jamming. It's insane. This Metal Greymon is insanely good. Plus it stuns 3 of your opponent's Digimon. You just can't beat that. It's the core of the deck is this Metal Greymon. Next up, we've got 2 of the new Metal Greymon. He strips 2 sources. He has material save and he gains rush, so he can still swing. It was okay. I definitely saw him a lot more than I wanted to. You cannot use this Metal Gray with the security Greymon. So I'm probably going to be cutting one of those. At least that's my plan. And I'm going to add in another Cyber Launcher. Metal Gray plus Cyber Launcher is probably one of my favorite cards in this deck. Being able to Gaiosmon on turn 1, if your opponent plays cost reduction Floodgate. Gaiosmon into one of your level 4s, and then Digivolve for 4 on top of that level 4. And you get to tuck a blue flare under it, and then spin one of their level 3s back to the bottom of the deck. And those cost reduction rookies will destroy this deck. You cannot get your 3 cost plays if they have that on the field. So it really helps getting rid of those pesky cost reduction floodgates. It's just all around good. Plus it has armor purge. You've got all kinds of targets. It's treated as Metal Gray, so you can tuck it under itself, and then you also get the level 4 part of that play. Next up, we've got one of Zeeg. I'm probably going to be dropping the Quadramon or Dracomon to get another Zeeg. Being able to tuck that blocker under stuff, especially under your armor purge, really good. Tuck it, block, armor purge down. It's a really good play. Definitely bumping this up to 2 though. I kind of wanted to see it more. Its other effect where you get to Digivolve and then unsuspend and swing again. That's really good with the Metal Gray. It's a really good card. Definitely wish I would have played 2 when I went. We got one of Kazuhamon. That goes into the plays with the Kaiser Nail and Sora. Being able to play those for free. And then you toss out a Metal Gray with Kaiser Nail. And he gains Rush. And then you can also toss out one of your other level 4s with Kazuha, and you're getting more on plays. This one was really good. Going into Kazuha and then tossing out Melbird, giving one of their Digimon lose 2 memory when they attack. Super good. This one was kind of a tech choice for me. A lot of people actually did it, so it wasn't just like a one-of thing for me. Death X. So I seen in a lot of the breakdowns for all the regionals that Blue Flare had a really big issue with Bloom Lord, and I wanted to play at least something to help me with that Bloom Lord matchup, and Death X is definitely the choice for that. And then last, we've got one Shout X7 Superior Mode. Of course, you got the Kazuha play, so you can play him out and then get rid of their big bodies. It's really cheeky. There was one game that I almost actually played him out with Cross. I had like 6 different blue flare cards in my hand, and I almost just tucked them all and went in for the hard play. but I didn't do that, and it probably would have still been a better play overall, but we're still learning. We're getting there. All right, we're running out of room here. Let's see, we'll tuck all these guys together here, and we've got 2 Kaisernail. Really good plays with Kaisernail. There were times that I just played Kaisernail to be able to give that when attacking -2 memory, or going into a Kiriha play with the Mailbird because I had a Metal Gray in play, and then ended my turn with a Kaisernail, playing out that to play Kiriha for free. It's a really good card. It's insane, especially when you play out the superior mode. Works really well with Kazuha. Next up, Sora. This is the card that everybody was afraid of. Marcus can't swing. It stops Royal Knights from just loading up the board and swinging at you. Sora is really good. I'm gonna try to bump it up later, but I'm gonna see what other changes I can make first. I don't want to make too many changes to the deck and then have a whole new deck. I like doing progressive changes, so I'm keeping up with what's going on. Then we've got one of Ice Wall. I can only play one. It's good. Stops your opponent from swinging at you, or chokes them out to where they can't swing as many times as they really want. Next up, we've got 4 of the Blazing Memory Boost. Best card in the deck. Turn 1, you're giving them 5 memory, but you're also searching the top 6 cards of your deck, playing a Tamer for free, getting 2 more pieces. It's insane. And then 2 memory later down the line. This card is insane. I wish I could run 5, honestly. Then down to the Tamers, we've got 2 of the Memory Setter Kiriha. He facilitates a lot of your plays, being able to tuck Tamer or tuck your sources and then reusing them over and over. Really good. And then I've got 4 of the Kiriha in Nene. I don't know how I feel about 4 right off. Every Blazing Memory Boost that I did, I at least hit one of those, so I really like that part. But I may adjust the ratios and drop this down to 3. I'm just not for sure yet. I'm going to test around with it. Like I said, I've got some minor changes I'm wanting to update, and then I'll play it a few more times again, see how I feel about it, and go from there. But this is the deck profile. The changes that I plan to make, that they feel really simple right off, and I think it's going to work out for the better. If you guys didn't see, Blue Flare actually won Gen Con, the in-person event, and they were very, very aggro. They had 4 Sora, 4 of the security red Greymons, and it had what it took. So that's definitely a direction you can go. I don't really play that aggro, but I think my build needs a little bit more aggro to it. So the changes that I'm going to make to the deck. First off, I'm going to take out one of these Metal Grays. This one, like I said, it's good. You get to trash 2 sources. Yeah, 2 Digivolution sources from one of your opponent's Digimon. And it gains Rush, and then you have Material Save. But he can only cross with the blue Greymon. And I'm planning to drop this Greymon, so I'm only going to have 4 Greymons, the blue Greymons. So his plays are not going to be as great. And I'm going to swap it for another Metal Gray, because he counts as Metal Gray. Like I said, Cyber Launcher is just too good in this current meta, I feel like. The idea for Cyber Launcher, I got it from TCG Tamer. Go check him out. It's really strong against those early game plays. Being able to Digivolve for 4 and tuck and then spin one of their cost reduction rookies back to their deck and get rid of it. It's such a good play at that. I'm definitely keeping that at 4. Like I said, you can also use him as Metal Greymon and Cyber Launcher. So, I mean, technically you could stack all 3 of them if you needed to. Probably not the greatest play, but you got armor purge on all of them, so that's something. Next up, next change is going to be taking this Greymon out, like I said, and adding another red Greymon. I put Blazing Memory Boost, put this red Greymon to the bottom of the deck so many times that I wanted to see it, that I wanted to play too. I was running one originally because the Kiriha and Nene, you can pull them from the trash. So I figured, hey, if I'm only running one, if it gets put in the trash, it's not that big of a deal. But I definitely didn't want it to go back to the bottom of the deck. So, and I may bump this up even more later down the line. But for right now, I'm going to try my hand at 2 and see how it goes from there. And then the last change, this one's kind of a different direction, I feel like. I'm going to be taking out one of the Dracomons, and it's going to drop me down to 9 rookies, which isn't bad. I'd say that 90% of the time you're still going to see at least a rookie in your opening hand, unless you just had the worst shuffle ever. And I'm going to be putting in another Zeeg. Z giving blocker to your cyber launchers and your metal grays, even your mailbirds and stuff whenever you armor purge and stuff. The Zeeg plays are really good, and it's a really good card. Like I said, I wish I would have been playing it at 2 so I had more blockers on board, but I could not get these ratios to feel right for me before I went. But yeah, so this is the deck profile of the Blue Flare deck that I took to Gen Con Regionals. Didn't do great. It was 2 and 3, and one of those was a auto win because the person didn't show up. So not crazy good, but I had a good time, and that's all that matters. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the Cataclysmic Gamers. We've got a ton more deck profiles coming out. Between the 4 of us, we've got so many different deck ideas and decks going on that it'd blow your mind. We're going to get gameplay. We've got the podcast going on. So there's a lot in the works for us, and just stay tuned. Let us get it off the ground. Help us out. Share it. Join the Discord. Thanks for watching, guys.